I'm Jordan Toronto, and this is Discover Me TV, and this is my old friend, not old friend, this is my...
We're old, Jordan, we're old.
Sort of. I mean, I hate to just...
We're getting there, we're getting up there.
From a long time ago. That's better. No. But we used to do high school theater together, and this is Betsy Werbel, and she's just absolutely the best. Hi!
Hi, Jordan.
How are you, Betsy?
I mean, I'm okay.
It's weird, right?
Not gonna lie, it's super weird right now in New York. It's just very surreal because everybody's like, just they see you and they walk the other way, or they run across the street and they don't like make eye contact with you, and you can't, everyone's face is covered so you can't see their mouths, so that you don't, like, you can't smile at them. It's like, I always just smile at people, and it's
That's
so
true.
weird thing to not be able to be like, you know, smile, you know, like just say hi, you know, without saying hi. It's weird.
Yeah.
Nobody's acknowledging anybody, and everybody's scared of everybody, and it's just a very strange existence outside New York.
There's the sound of New York. Hello, New York. Oh, that's almost comforting. Like, there's New York. I'm like, except that I love how I'm comforted by the sound of a siren. That's not what I...
Unfortunately, that's a all too
not a
familiar
good thing
right now. It's a really weird sound.
That's
It's constantly happening right now, so it's just weird. It's just weird.
What neighborhood are you in? Where are you?
I'm actually in Washington Heights. I love my apartment. I'm so lucky to have my little apartment. I'm literally across the street from Fort Tryon Park.
Yes.
So I have like I tell people I live in the countryside of Manhattan.
You do. You can go somewhere with like some space.
Yeah.
But you're cozy and you're pretty good in your apartment. You're
fine. Yeah. Like I'm healthy and I'm walking my dog every day. It's actually a beautiful day in New York today. It's a perfect spring day in Manhattan, and it's a day where most people would be out and about and walking the street. So it's a very strange thing to be kind of cooped up at home on a day where you just want to like go out and enjoy the outside. It's like nothing that we've ever aimed at being in as humans, you know. It's just,
I know.
You always want touch, you always want human companionship, you always want, you know, just entertainment. Like, it's just all the good stuff in the world is taken away from us right now.
I know. And so you go home and you do the thing that, like, it was always like, you know, before this, it was like, gather live, be with people in person, right? Be with the three-dimensional people. Don't just stare at your screens. And now this is our only, like, this is the closest thing we've got to connection. Isn't that the weirdest thing?
That's very surreal. But you know what?
I'm glad we have this. I'm glad we have this.
We do. And if we didn't have this, my gosh, it would be so much harder. So
I can't imagine. So somehow, at least timing was, you know, slight silver lining is that the timing is better than it could have been. Well, so talk to me about MedWish, what MedWish is, and then what you're doing.
Well, I mean, first of all, Jordan and I have done like the ultimate theater together because I mean, you and I did, I mean, we did Black Patent. That was like my show, like, put me like, that made me realize that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life.
I mean, I ever knew that. That's the sweetest thing to ever hear.
And so every single person in that show is just so special to me because it was just such an important time of my life, I think, and just discovering myself and my confidence. And so that show was just so special. We did Black Patent Leather Shoes. Do Black Patent Leather Shoes really reflect up? That's the whole title.
I know, exactly. She's like, wait, let me say the whole title for you.
And yeah, it's so inspirational to me. It was just such all those people, every single person in that show is just so important to me in my life now. And that was a long time ago.
And that was when I was a freshman, which is how old my oldest son is now. I was a freshman in high school. And I just, like, when you said that, I was like, wait a minute. I'm just processing what just happened here. And yeah.
That's how long we've known each other.
That just like was the jumping off point for you realizing just how special it was.
Yeah. And I also think a lot of my confidence as a performer is that's when I finally was like, oh, I think I'm kind of good at this. I think I can do this. So, you know, and I was super insecure, and I always have been. And that's always been a big obstacle for me in my career. But that being said, I, you know, moved to New York and booked a couple Broadway shows and national tours, and yay, super awesome. And now 25 years later, like my back hurts, my knee hurts, my neck hurts, my everything hurts. I had spinal surgery in September.
You did? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You had what surgery?
Spinal fusion surgery. I had a triple spinal fusion where I had 3 vertebrae in my neck fused together. Oh
my God. Wait, and they went in this way?
Yes, because
it was all terrifying for a singer. Oh my God.
So bad that they had to go in through the front. And yes, it was terrifying because it's right next to my vocal cords. And I had to actually reschedule my surgery because I wanted an ENT surgeon in the surgery with me. So he was there present to make sure, because I'm like
protect this. You're like, dig around anywhere else you need.
I don't care about my neck, but my vocal cords.
That's what I would say too. Are you kidding me? Don't.
Yeah, so it's been a very scary year for me.
Gosh. So you're a total champion coming out of that. Were you just like, was that a huge relief?
I'm not 100%. I still have other issues with my back. So
is that because of like raked stages all these years and stuff? Or
the doctor says it's genetic. But I think it has a lot to do with rake stages and heels and heavy costumes and genetics and all of that. So, I think it has a lot to do with that. But
your relationship with Broadway is sometimes a little complicated.
So I'm older, and anyone who dances for a living 8 shows a week, whether they're a real dancer, because I'm not a real dancer, I'm a singer who dances, who moves. Sorry,
Lord, I know it's not a ridiculous sentence.
It's always like it's like a step lower than the singers who dance. Definitely like a step lower.
I'm sure you are at this point a singer who dances. I was a singer who moves, I think.
I'm a singer who moves too. But I remember your dance moves, Jordan. They were
I'm so pleased. Oh, please keep that in your memory. Oh, I really do hope that's
well, Matt dances, right? He's a dancer.
Matt is a phenomenal dancer, and Kayla's a phenomenal dancer. And awesome. I'll learn from them. It's amazing. I'm like, okay, well, I used to just duck when a volleyball came at me. And now Kayla is like a volleyball player. So he's like making me like try. And I'm like, I'm getting better. So maybe there's still hope for me. Maybe I should be taking dance with my 15-year-old and I'll get better. So I'm 50 and I'll be like, someday like, I can dance now.
That's good.
But you said you do think that like anyone who's 8 shows a week dancing in heels on a stage, it's going to take a toll.
Yeah, for sure. So it's been rough, but and most of this past year I wasn't able to sing, so half of my fundraising for MedWish was kind of cut in half because I had to have surgery and I couldn't sing at all after surgery for a good 4 months. So yeah, it was
very self-reflective time.
It wasn't, and of course it definitely was exactly 4 months. And then I was like, okay, I kind of feel like myself again, but it took another 2 months to get the muscles back, working again. Cause it felt weird. Cause I have titanium in my neck and I swear I can feel it when I sing. You kind of feel the vibrations. The doctor's like, you don't feel it. I was like, I swear I feel it.
I'm sorry, but you get to say that. Your doctor doesn't. You get to say
it. I mean, it's right there. And I'm sure there's a vibration that comes through that, it definitely affects me. So you have to kind of get used to that.
That is so bizarre, but remarkable that you can come to the other side.
Officially be like, I am titanium.
That should be your freaking theme song. People need to play that when you watch Okay, note to self, when I do have a talk show that is not in my house, I have a band that plays. When you come on, I am playing that song.
Awesome. Yeah.
I like that. It's a good plan. So that all happened how many months ago then?
So that was 6 months ago. And I'm still supposed to be in PT twice a week right now, but it's canceled.
Oh, That's
We have lots of yoga and Pilates classes from home these days, so I'm doing those
Right.
to
So
help
when
me.
I saw you, did I see you before it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I saw you in April. It was a year ago.
You're doing an amazing event in LA for MedWish. Tell us about what MedWish is. It's a really cool thing, and I think probably is like has a new renaissance of how important it is now, right?
Yeah. So 2 years ago, when I left Wicked, I was offered to go to Honduras on a medical brigade. And MedWish International is an amazing foundation that was founded in Cleveland, where Jordan and I are from. And the founder is a friend of mine, Dr. Lee Ponsky. He said, why don't you come to Honduras? And, I've always wanted to go. And it was right after I left Wicked. And I was like, awesome, let's go. And so I was like, what am I going to do there? I'm not a doctor, but I like kind of headed up the like entertainment section, and like we played like Moana, and we made bracelets, and we played Twister, and we like face painted, and we like just kind of entertained the kids while they got treated by these doctors. And what we do in these medical brigades is we would set up like makeshift hospitals and little schools and small little villages. And these people would walk for miles on end, and they would come to get treated because most of them never see a doctor in their lifetime, ever.
Wow.
Yeah. So they would come and get treated, and most of them have, stomach aches and lice, and just if they have bad water, they are not healthy people, they don't get nutrition, they don't have shoes, it's insane. And I was just so inspired by the work that MedWish does. And really what MedWish, they go on these brigades, but they also repurpose medical supplies from local hospitals before they typically would get thrown into landfills. And so MedWish takes them from the hospitals before they get thrown into landfills. So they also save the planet. And then they repurpose everything, and they send them to third world countries who don't have them at all. And they request them. They go, Honduras, India, Africa, all over the place, Nicaragua, everywhere, and places they request what they need from MedWish, and we send it to them if we have it. So it's an incredible foundation, but right now it's something that MedWish never thought that they would have to deal with, where they're actually like these supplies that would normally get donated from the hospitals are actually needing them back. So we have stockpiles of masks and gowns and germicidal wipes and all the things that all the hospitals are needing in our country right now. And so MedWish is being beckoned by everyone to give supplies to them. So MedWish is working overtime right now, and people in their warehouse normally, most of their sorting of their supplies is through volunteers. So they get masses of people into the warehouse on a daily basis, and nobody can come in and do the work for them anymore. So there's only 10 employees at MedWish. So when they get these huge things, they need a lot of help. And so they just need a lot of help right now. And it's, so my events have all been canceled, and I started this Music for MedWish program basically through being inspired of going to Honduras. And I was like, how can I do something with what I love to do, which is make music and entertain people, and how can I help people? And so Dr. Ponsky offered me this opportunity to basically just form this event. And we've done amazing things this year, and I bring my Broadway friends to perform and raise money for MedWish, and it's super awesome. And all my friends are incredibly talented and so willing to just give. And it's an opportunity for me to perform and also not have to be on a 8-show a week kind of schedule, and also just do good in this world. And it makes me feel good.
Like your performances have such a new richness to it, because it's like, you just feel like there's such a new sense of purpose, right? I mean,
it's just very different from 20 years of, the stress of auditioning and having to, be something that you're not, and having to put on this face and always, and this is my way of performing. Like, this is what I do best, which is just communicating through song. And I feel like that's always what I've done well in my life. And I need to kind of get back to that. Because I think my insecurities and my body being broken gotten to me. And I want to get back to why I love doing this and why I why I found a love for it in the first place.
I love that. And what I love about that is that there is such a big difference between waiting to get cast and just, and waiting for, that sense of approval, that external somebody else saying, you've got it, you've got the role, now you're allowed to perform. Whereas for you, you're just like, I am performing for good, right? Like literally for good.
And it's a way of communicating through music too, of making people feel better about the situation that they're in. And especially right now in this crazy pandemic, I think we all want to feel better. And all the things that make us feel better are taken away from us. So we're trying to figure out how to do this. So that's why I now was like, we have to just do a live stream. We just have to figure out how to make this event work, through the interwebs. Like we just have to figure it out, and I have to become a millennial and try to figure out all this. And, and we'll see how it goes. I'm terrified, but I've got like an amazing group of friends and talent that are joining me on Thursday, and we're doing a live stream. It's a free concert because we don't want to charge for tickets for this. We just want people to enjoy the music, and if people feel it in their hearts to make a donation, awesome. If not, you can just enjoy the concert, and we'll see how it goes.
I love that. That's one thing I do love about this time, is that I'm just seeing so many extraordinary artists and musicians and actors and singers that are just like, I just want to do what it is I do. This is what I do. This is from my heart what I want to give. And
I think temporarily, when we were like, oh, this is going to last 2 weeks, it was fine to just take a 2-week break. But now we're looking at now we're being told like September is when events are going to start, is when big Broadway shows like July, August, September, like that to me, not being able to do anything is like,
right. So I think we just have to, we just have to make this our temporary new normal for just like, this is how we're going to express ourselves somehow, some way.
Right. I sort of see the benefit in this new normal is maybe this is a good way to get the word out about MedWish and to see how hopefully people can catch on and want to host more of these for me, or want to be a part of it, or, maybe it'll just open up some new doors, which is good.
It's a great perspective. I think that's what I've discovered later in life. I love to discover people, and I've gotten to cast a few little live showcases here that Matt's been directing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I never knew how much I would be someone who got excited to wake up in the morning and be like, I wonder if anybody sent me their self-tape.
And I think it's interesting, finding out when you are a performer, for as long as we both have gone to acting school, tried to be, performers. And then you sort of discover there are other ways you can express yourself, but it doesn't have to be on the stage or, and there are cool things. And I personally, I like producing. I like getting an idea and making it happen. Whether I do it right or correctly is a whole nother ballgame. And I do Excel spreadsheets very well, and so that has definitely made me go but I do like getting an idea and making it happen, and it's really cool.
Well, and it's a good thing to discover about yourself. There are just other things too that I can add to that also give me a little more sense of being the creator. Like Matt and I've been writing so much, and there's something so satisfying. And like you said, to produce it, to create something that was not there before is so satisfying.
Yeah, very satisfying. Very stressful, but very satisfying when it goes well. You know what? It's good. It's good. I think it's a healthy sort of thing, and you're going to make mistakes. It's just like, performing on stage as well. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to get notes, and people are going to tell you what's right and what's wrong. And it's a whole other ball game, but it's good to make an idea and have it come to fruition. I think it's a healthy thing, whether you fail at it or not. Sometimes you're going to fail, and sometimes those are the good times, That's when you learn the most, is when you fail.
Well, and it's one of the things I've been talking about people, and having to just even figure out this crisis.
We have to accept change right now, and you accept your faults.
Yeah, I know. Even while I'm like, it's not perfect yet. And I feel part of me wants to just be like, never mind, I'm going to wait until I know I can do it perfectly, which will be never.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's always going to come in your head. I think about it all the time. I mean, just yesterday, I was like, maybe we should just cancel this. It's fine. Like, we don't need to, I don't do it, but that's the part, that's the fear. And that's the best part, I think, is getting over that fear and being like, a lot of auditions that I used to be so scared of going on.
Yes.
I always needed I've always needed an extra nudge. Always, like, someone has to always give me a little bit of extra. And all those auditions that I called my agent and was like, I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I'm going to go in tomorrow. I'm just not feeling like I'm right for the role, or I don't have the right music. I don't have what they're like, shut up, Betsy, just go and do your thing. Like, just do what you do. And I would just go and I would be like, and then I would just do my thing. And then I get the role because I thought it was just opposite. The ones that I was so confident going in for, I never got. It was so interesting.
I think that was true of me too. Like, when I first got my equity card, I crashed an audition over there. First of all, I'm like, I think I was bolder than in some ways than I am now. But I was like, no, but sure. That's actually, like, when I first moved to New York, I was like, sure, Matt, you're auditioning for this. Maybe I'll ask if I can. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I need some of that again. I need to just be like, okay, let me try.
I say that all the time. I wish I had a little bit of that gusto that I used to have, that I would just crash an audition at a moment's notice and just like,
ways I got roles. I mean, I was just like, I think I'm right for this. And now I'm like, Jordan, remember her, be her.
You know what? I think that's a lot of being younger, is you just are fearless. Just don't think about those things. And when you get a little older, you do, unfortunately, but.
I know. And it's not usually good. Your caution doesn't usually make it better. It doesn't.
No. That's why I like being my own boss. I like making my own decisions. I like, just doing what I love to do instead of playing by other people's rules.
Amen. Preach it. I love that. I think that, and that is one good thing that comes with age, I think, is that I think we're a little like, I don't need to fit in anymore. I can do what
Exactly. And that's what I like about it, is you just are like, you know what? I don't need that. I'm an adult. I can make these decisions on my own.
Yeah. I remember some cards somebody wrote me a long time ago, and it wasn't even like a very close friend. It was just like an acquaintance who had seen like our very first little indie film. Anyway, she just wrote the kindest thing. It was like, oh, I really wish you the best. Those nice things that normally people say, oh, I hope for the best for you. But I will always remember this one line she wrote in it. She said, I wish for you to work exactly the amount you want to. And this, I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but now I'm like, yes, that's exactly the dream. Exactly the amount and the way I want to. Like
the way you want to, yeah. It's the circle of life, realizing
things. Circle of life. I love it. Thank you so much. So we're gonna put together our own little duet that'll be almost like singing together, but not. But virtually, we're gonna make this work. So I'll sing my little part, send it to you. You'll send me yours, and I'll put it together, and it'll seem like we were singing together.
Awesome! Can't wait to do it.
Yay! Well, I'm so happy to see your face. It was just so much fun to be able to talk to you about just black patent leather shoe days. I love it.
Hey, I love that. Awesome. It's so nice to catch up, sweetheart.
And hey, Discover Me TV people, please watch the extraordinary talent. I keep pointing the wrong way. That this beautiful lady is gathering, and for all of us to enjoy. I'm sure it's an extraordinary lineup of people like you always get, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I have Justin Guarini from American Idol, and my friend Desi Oakley, and she's amazingly talented, and Caroline Bowman, who's amazing. Both she and her husband are going to be singing. They're singing a duet.
That's so
Jason Gra, who was Wizard on the national tour of Wicked recently, and he was in the original. He was one of the original Forever Plaid guys, and in Ragtime, and so
were you in Wicked with him?
No. I met him through a friend of mine who was in the national tour of Wicked, and she got him to do an event for me in Denver. So I used the cast in Denver when they were in Denver. And so he did a Music for Medwish event there for me.
Well, I'm so excited to watch it. You guys, she's so talented. It's ridiculous. I just can't even begin. And so I know everyone else she's gathered around her is going to be extraordinary too. So anyone who can give and donate to MedWish, it's just really, really a wonderful thing. So anyway, I hope that we can get more support from MedWish, and then just entertain people, like you said. Just give people something to.
Yeah, I just want to give people some music because I believe music heals, and I just want people to feel better right now.
Definitely.
I want to feel better.
And in this time when, you know, the inessentials need to fall away, music is an essential. Is an essential thing. Let me say that correctly.
In my life for sure, and I'm sure in yours as well. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So she's got some good essential healing stuff coming for us on Thursday. So yay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yay. Thanks.
Betsy.
I love you.
Love you. Bye.